you want to do something with it. You don't essentially have 10,000 HNT to create your own validator. So there's something that I would recommend. Honestly, I'm not a financial advisor, but this is something I am doing myself. So I am affiliate referral for Helium staking. And before we get into that, let me just explain to you what Helium staking is about. So Helium staking is a partial staking pool and validators as a service. You can join our partial staking pool and let your HNT grow no matter the amount. There's no minimum for staking. So do you have the minimum amount of 10,000 HNT for a validator node, but you don't want the trouble of setting everything up? Well, we offer the ability for you to go ahead and do that, where we have Validator as a Service, VAAS, which will allow you to have your own validator running in no time. So you can start staking right now on the platform, or you can schedule a meeting to learn more about it. So why use this solution? Well, let me let you know. We aim to provide an HNT staking solution for everyone by allowing partial staking with no minimum amount and shorter unstaking periods based on the available liquidity pool. You can track your rewards and monitor the status of your Helium validator node using the staking platform dashboard. And we're going to go ahead and click that tab right now. No matter if you own a full validator or you joined our partial staking pool. And here are a couple different ways you can do it. We have partial staking, the full validator node management, real-time metrics, and you can claim the rewards at any time. Now, what is Helium staking? Well, Helium staking is offering the solution for partial staking on the Helium network and also provides validators management solutions. Our goal is to provide a platform where people can stake their HNT without a minimum amount and split the rewards based on the amount of token stake. We also provide technical assistance for running full node validators. We will guide you through the whole process and will monitor, update, and assure that the validators are running properly. No matter if you decide to partial stake or have a full node running, you can register an account on our staking platform where you can see a real-time the rewards as well as the status of the validators. And click here, you can join our staking platform now. So before we go into that, here are a few more things I wanted to go over. Helium staking interest so far. We offer full transparency, and that is why we fully show the interest in our platform. The data below is based on customers which showed interest in joining our staking pool. We currently have 180,660 HNT stake with 3 non-custodial validators and a stake pool of 17 validators. That's really fantastic because just not too long ago, that number was just at 170,000 when I became a member of the referral team. So now, since then, it looks like I've helped grow about 10,000 HNT to the total amount staked. There's 106.60% going on right now. The liquidity pool is at 10,660, and needed for a new pool validator is 10,000 HNT. So we are just there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this number turn from 17 to 18. Now here's the price and some of the things you want to be aware of when you are joining Helium staking. So to be part of the partial stake, there are fees related to it. But they're not really that bad because remember, you are putting your HNT at work. So you might as well understand, hey, if I'm gonna have to put up my HNT, there's not that many ways that I can grow more HNT. Well, you can get more Helium hotspots, but we already know how long that's gonna take by the time you get one delivered to you. But I still recommend getting a Helium hotspot from a approved vendor or manufacturer. Another thing you can do to help grow your HNT is to essentially trade the markets or maybe set up one of those trading bots. But I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing you a couple of things that I'm doing to help grow my HNT. But when I received that email the other day from Helium Staking and they were like, hey, you can be part of our referral team and I will give you 10% or some commission or whatever for helping us spread the word. And I'm like, man, I want to be in. I've been waiting for this opportunity. I've been following you guys since the beginning, and I have no problem at all repping Helium Staking. So I've jumped right on it, created my affiliation referral team, created that link, and here we are today. I currently started staking it, and I'm going to be sharing with you some of my rewards of how to set up your Helium Staking account and what you can do, or what you can expect from doing that. Well, the fees are 4% of rewards plus the validator's operational costs. You can see the FAQ for more information on that. What are the benefits of partial staking? Well, there's no minimum HNT for staking, so anybody can get involved, no matter you have deep pockets and like a whale, or you're a little shrimp like me with short pockets. You can claim your rewards on a daily basis. You don't have to wait 5 months to get your HNT back from running a full validator node on the Helium network, which, by the way, is no problem. I can't wait to get 10,000 HNT so I can run my own validator one day. But until then, I'm going to help the network by supporting the Helium stake and pool and put my HNT to work instead of trying to cash out right now. The metrics dashboard to see your rewards in real time, and lower unstaking periods based on the liquidity pool. Now, if you run a full node, here are some of the things that you have to be concerned about. There's a $150 per validator monthly fixed fee. The benefits, non-custodial, technical assistance to set up the wallet for the validator, and the metrics dashboard to see your rewards in real time. You can schedule the validator setup right now clicking here. Here is the team right now that is the CEO and developer, and the staking probability calculator that you can use to help estimate what you can make on the amount of HNT you have deposited in your wallet. So before moving on, let's go over the FAQs, frequently asked questions, so we can help provide you with all the information necessary before you go ahead and stake that HNT. So if you are brand new to this channel and you are brand new to Helium, well, where the hell have you been? I'm Simon, I'm your Helium G, and this is the Cryptechology channel where we bridge the gap between crypto and you. I'm here to keep you up to date on the Helium ecosystem and everything else that I love in blockchain technology. I'm on my own journey to become a master blockchain developer, along with creating financial freedom so I can do things for my family and create a legacy so my family and children and everybody will have something to build on after my time is done. Helium has offered us the missing link for the IoT mission. IoT stands for Internet of Things. And this mission is a fantastic mission that started about a decade ago, but everybody was focused on all of the sensors, the hardware, and equipment related to the IoT mission. The one thing that Helium decided to do was just like, hey, we can focus on the infrastructure. Why not provide an actual network for these sensors instead of relying on the current infrastructure in place right now? Because if we wanted to set up any type of sensor or smart device in the current infrastructure, you're going to be overpaying for data when that device is not using the amount of data that you're actually paying for. Whether it is on Wi-Fi or cell phone data, you're going to be overpaying, and that is why there's never been mass adoption in the IoT field. Well, now all of a sudden, Helium has incentivized the ability for the IoT mission to prevail again. And the way that they did this was merging the technologies of the past, the present, and the future. The past being a radio frequency, the present being wireless network, and the future being blockchain technology. With the merge of all three of these technologies, Helium gives us the ability to incentivize the infrastructure growth for creating the network for the IoT network of the future. And that's what I'm here to be part of that mission, and I'm here on my Helium 25 growth plan, and I'm sharing my journey with all of you. So what is Helium? Helium Network is a global distributed network of hotspots that create public long-range wireless coverage for the LoRaWAN-enabled IoT devices. Hotspots produce and are compensated in HNT, the native cryptocurrency of the Helium blockchain. The Helium blockchain is a new, open-source public blockchain created entirely to incentivize the creation of physical, decentralized wireless networks. Today, the Helium blockchain and its tens of thousands of hotspots, hundreds of thousands of hotspots, that needs to be updated, provided access to the largest LoRaWAN network in the world. Well, what are validators and why is that important to Helium and Helium staking? Validator nodes are a new entity on the Helium blockchain that will perform the work of the consensus group, including verifying transactions and adding new blocks to the blockchain. To host a validator node, it requires a stake deposit of 10,000 HNT and running a validator node software in a suitable environment. In return for staking, users contribute to the network stability and earn HNT as a reward. When you have a full validator node, it is referred to as a non-custodial validator node that we deploy on behalf of our customers, which have the minimum 10,000 HNT to run a full node. It is a non-custodial because the wallet which will own the validator will be controlled entirely by the customer, which is fantastic because when you go and you set up with Helium staking, the very first thing that they have you do is create your own wallet and give you the information to secure that wallet. They also guide you of making sure that you just send one HNT over to the wallet to verify that it's working properly, and then you can go ahead and deposit more HNT as time progresses. Using the staking method, the full rewards earned by the validator go directly into the customer Helium wallet. For this type of staking, there is only a fixed monthly fee, which you can see in our pricing section. Now, when you set up partial staking, let's see how this works. Helium partial staking is a staking method which allows our customers to stake any amount of HNT in a partial staking pool. All customers that join the partial staking pool will get a percentage of the total rewards earned from the partial staking pool validators based on the staked amount. To make it more simply to explain, let's suppose that we have 10,000 HNT in the partial staking pool, and you decide to stake 1,000 HNT. Now, with your stake, the partial staking pool has increased to 11,000 HNT. With this amount, we can now run one validator node, and the 1,000 left outside the validator will go to the liquidity pool. Based on the total HNT in the partial staking pool and your HNT staked amount, we know that there is a 9.09% of that partial staking pool rewards. The formula for this goes as follows: HNT staked amount divided by the partial staking pool total HNT times 100, which translates to 1,000 divided by 11,000. Then you take that number and you multiply it by 100. This means that you will earn 9.09% of the rewards from the single validator that is running in the partial staking pool. Also, based on this percentage, we calculate the cost of running the validators in the partial staking pool, which will be deducted from your earned rewards. You can get more information on the fees applied for this type of staking in the pricing section. Are there validator operational costs? Yes, there are costs to running the validators, and here are some of the things that you need to be concerned with. When to pay for hosting services and other monitoring services we are using in order to maintain our pool validators up and running at all times. From our estimates, the validator operational costs are around $100 per month per validator. This value can change over time depending how much the hosting services costs are changing. Because we have just some recommendations from Helium Network regarding the server sizes, we base our calculations on that. But it is possible in the future to see that those recommendations are not enough, and because of this, the costs may change. So be aware of that when you go into this. As you can see, this goes into more and more information of how that's divided out and the percentages. What is the liquidity pool? I think this is important for everybody to be aware of. The liquidity pool is the amount of HNT from the partial staking pool, which could not be staked in a new validator node. Obviously, because we need 10,000 HNT, we need to make sure we have that amount before a new validator is able to be set up. So the liquidity pool is what's left over, and it allows customers to unstake their HNT in as fast as 24 hours if the unstaked amount is lower than the liquidity pool. So that gives us the ability to get in and out of our pool with no problems, as long as the amount your transaction is lower than the amount is required to set up a validator node, which comes out to 9,999 HNT, or 10,000 to round it to a whole number. Currently, we are testing this liquidity pool model, and this is subject to change based on the total number of customers and the staking and unstaking transactions flow, and to see how well it goes. Here, let's make a note. The HNT rewards earned by the validators in the partial staking pool will not go in the liquidity pool. The liquidity pool is composed only of staked HNT, which can't form a new validator node. Customers can opt to manually or automatically add their earned HNT from rewards to this partial staking pool, and so increasing their pool participation percentage, or claim the rewards in order to transfer them to a personal Helium wallet. How long is the cooldown period? The length of time the staking amount is locked. And we already went through that. Alright, that's enough jargon. Let's get into it. Let's actually see what it looks like inside. Oh crap, I can't do this with all of you guys. Always watching Cryptechology. I just want to say thank you for supporting my channel, and thank you for hitting that like button. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Simon. You're watching Cryptechology. I'm your Helium G, and today we're going to go over the Helium HNT developer. Contact me. I'm looking to transition into a blockchain career position. All right, that's enough of that. Anyway, so when we're looking at this chart right now and you're trying to trade the crypto markets, coming from the stock market, it's a little bit different. When you're trading the stock market, you're really probably going to be looking at the 1 minute, 3 minute, or 15-minute chart. If you're going to be doing some intraday trading, if you're doing swing trading, you're definitely going to be looking at the 1 year, 1 day chart, and also the most likely, yeah, I would say the 1 day, 1 year chart for swing trades, because you really want to know the major support and resistance levels. What do I mean by major support and resistance? You want to know the 24-hour high and the 24-hour low, and that's a little bit similar in the crypto markets. But the difference between the crypto market and the stock market, from my hands-on experience and analysis, is that the crypto market trades are a little bit slower. Even though they trade at a 24/7 ratio, all right, the moves are actually slower than the stock market. What I've noticed is that since this is a global market, all right, and everyone can access it, there are market shifts per time zone. So what do I mean by that? So I've noticed throughout a 24-hour period, maybe not 20, I would say probably 48-hour period, you kind of have that entire time frame for any given chart to really have some price action that you can study and make your entry or exits off of. So I know that was really confusing. Let me try to explain it like this. So if you're in the US, you have our time zones. You're in China, you have your time zones. You're Australia, all different parts of the world has different time zones. All right. So in all different parts of the world, people are awake versus people are sleeping. All right. So I've noticed a difference on how the market trades during these different time zones, and you can kind of figure out a little bit to see which time zones are more volatile than others. But that's on a short-term period. So I like to wait and do my trades on a longer really want to look at the popular indicators, because that is the social sentiment behind it. That is the market psychology behind it. All of the people looking at the market may be looking at those similar indicators, and it ends up becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy when there is high volume in the market. But a couple things that will always go across the board, no matter what, is following transactions. And the way you follow transactions are either by the amount of trades or the actual transactions in crypto markets. You also want to look at the volume. Volume is important. Price action is key. These are the things that you want to focus on when you're trying to analyze any given chart, any given day. It doesn't matter. Price action is key, and fundamentals is what keeps you alive during the bear markets, all right? I don't even really like saying bear or bull market. I just know people really like to associate with those words. But to me, the market is the market. Whether it's going up or down, it really doesn't matter. The whole point of all of this is allowing yourself to be disciplined to your trading strategy and your investment strategy. The whole point of using the market and analyzing these charts and analyzing the price action is to figure out the price level that has the highest probability of success for either your long or your short trade. A long trade is hoping that the stock price or crypto price is going to continue to move upwards, and you're looking for an upward price movement so you can sell into the move. If you are short trading, you are normally buying at resistance, and you are exiting your position at support. So you're hoping that the price is going to go down, and that is the difference between going long and going short when you are trading and or investing into the markets. And when it comes to the crypto market, these moves are a lot slower, so that's why I like to look at the hourly time frame for my trading. So when I see this chart right here, number one that sticks out is, all right, we have resistance at $19.19. We can also go to the peak of the wick here. So this line above this candle is called the wick, all right? So you have your top wick, which is above the candle, and then you have the bottom wick, which is below the candle, all right? A green candle indicates that the candle closed higher. A red candle indicates that the candle closed lower. So what do I mean when I say that? All right, so we have a green candle right now. So the open price of this current candle right here, this is currently live right now. So we have an open at $18.53. The current high in this so far 1 hour time period. Actually, you know what? Let's just go back to the last candle since this one's already completed. All right, so we have an open at 1834. We had a high at 1853. Our low was at 1824, and then it closed back at 1853. So what does that all mean? All right, well, we had a plus 0.88% move in this 1 hour candle, which is nice. But, you know, if you want to trade for 88.88%, that's perfectly fine. I'd recommend utilizing 3 commas for setting up trading bots. It's super user friendly, and I like to use it for my trading bots as well, but that's not what this video is about. So when we zoom out a little bit, okay, this is showing us an upward movement. We have an upward trend going on. We have higher lows. That is what I am looking for. That is what's very important. I'm gonna use some trend lines and horizontal lines to help people to see what I'm referring to. Okay, so we have a support here at 1611. All right, and then this is really the most important support that I like. Okay, this is important because this is an indication of a continued movement towards the upside. And what am I looking for? When we have a breakout over previous resistance, which was right here, previous resistance at 1725. We also had resistance over here on August 13th, and we also had this similar resistance here on August 11th. All right, so we had 3 times it tested. Normally on the 4th time, it's either going to pick a direction of going upward or going down. Another thing that's a good indicator to this move is that maybe it's really low and hard to see, but we did have a little increase in volume during this time period. All right, so now we have a confirmation break of 1725, and we had a nice move to 1869. So let's actually see what type of move, if you would have actually bought at the breakout level, what type of move would you have gotten? So let's go ahead and check that out. So we're gonna have an entry at 17. Let's have our entry at say you were a little late, okay? Say, all right, let's say 1720 was our entry, and we got out. We missed the top peak, but we got out at the second one. All right, that's a nice 5% move, 5.6% move, and that is just basically a really small time period. This is just actually within a few hours. As nothing really, okay? But you have the few hour move to make 5%. That's not too bad, all right? There's a lot of people trying to get 5% an entire year. But let's just say we're gonna stay convicted to our trade, because on the pullback we've got support at previous resistance. All right, so that's another good indication that we're gonna have a continuation to an upward side move. So we have a support at the previous resistance. Say you got back, say you entered at that support level, right? And you're like, okay, I'm gonna hold it. We have a confirmation break. You can even ride to previous resistance, which is another good trade that I like to do, from support to previous resistance. The previous resistance being at 1849. So this is a nice 6% move, all right? But we have more conviction in this trade, and we want to hold a little bit longer. So let's see what that percentage would have been like if we actually would have held out to the continued breakout. That's a 9.9% move. That's a damn near 10% move in just, you know, maybe, so that's about, it says 18 hours or so, or 18 bars. It shows us 1, 2, I'm not going to count them all, but it's saying a distance, about 18 bars, about 18 hours, all right? So that's what I mean. It's a little bit longer play, but I like it because you have time. You have time to really just like enjoy your trade and look at the price action. Remember, price action is key, all right? When you are trading, price action is key. So we just had a move to the downside, and boom, what do we get? We just got support at let me pull up my horizontal line for you. All right, support at previous resistance. Here we had a little bit of resistance here. We had resistance here. You can use the bottom wick. I normally like to use the bottom of the candle versus the actual wick itself. So let's just actually do that instead, because that's what I normally do. So here we had resistance at this level on this downturn, okay? We had resistance on when it tried to continued over here. Another thing that's important back in August 11th was we had decrease in volume, okay? So what do you mean by decrease in volume? I will show you. We had decrease in volume. Oh, wait, I can't make a line down there. Sorry. All right, but we had decrease in volume right here, so that's important. All right, and boom, so that's how you can see this is going down. So now our volume is slowly starting to increase. That's another thing I like to pay attention to. The volume is increasing while we have higher lows. Okay, this is a higher low. This is a higher low. All of these are good indications as a continuation to the upward. So now we are looking for a breakout above $19 right now. We're looking for a breakout above $19. Even honestly, you can even raise that to $19.19. All right. So if you are nervous about this move, say you're actually watching this right now, it's $18.68. All right. So say we had an entry at that level right now, or we just got in. All right. We have a potential move of previous resistance. That's a 6% potential move, 7% move. That's not too bad. All right. But obviously, I would have waited for entry over here at support. But people can also wait for entry at this breakout level. But the only problem with this situation and the difference between this trade and trading down entry down here is that now we really are approaching that major resistance level. So since we're approaching that major resistance level, we're going to have a lot of sellers at this level. So we're going to need continuation of increasing volume for this breakout to be a confirmed breakout. All right. What is this here on the right hand side? This is the volume profile. This lets you know the volume of transactions coming in at each price level. And that's another thing that's very important. So just in this in this range right here, we have a nice volume support level at $17.99 or $18. Okay, that is a really good